and welcome back to the Girly Girl Bookworm. I'm sorry this video is so late. If you watched my haul, I explained that I've just been exhausted and I haven't been reading as much as I would like to. So here's my wrap up. I haven't read anything this week. This is all from last weekend, so that says something. So I finally finished The Perfectionist by Sarah Shepard. I gave this book 5 stars. This follows 5 girls who are not really friends, but they kind of like become friends. They kind of decide that they really don't like this like guy in their school, and they decide that they're going to kind of get back at him. They kind of plan out his murder, but they're not really going to go through with the murder. They're just kind of going to like make him feel sorry. And then all of a sudden he comes out murdered exactly the way they plan it, and of course all eyes are on them. So it's an alternating perspective. You get all 5 girls' perspectives. Crazy. Obviously, like Sarah Shepard's books, like it's so funny because I feel like they're not, I don't know, they're not good by any means. Like they're not like written like greatly, but like they still like draw you in. Like I end up getting like such a guilty pleasure out of these because they are just so enticing, and like this series has been very like diverse with characters, and which I appreciate. Just like you could definitely tell that each girl is her own person. Like you're not worried about like you can tell whose chapter you are in, and you're not confused. Like even though there's so many characters, because there's so many girls with their own storyline with so many side characters, but you can definitely feel like you know each one of these girls. And it is a duology, so there is book 2, The Good Girls, which I read the week after that. Like this took me almost all week, and it's not even like it was like slow. I just took all week to read it. And I gave this book 5 stars as well. Or maybe did I give it I might have ended up giving it 4. I don't remember. I thought Sarah Shepard wrapped this up very well. Definitely a twist. But the last like epilogue, or like the last chapter, was very bizarre to me, if that makes sense. I don't know, I felt like I was very like, not confused, but it didn't add anything. It didn't feel important. I don't know why it had to be included, but I did rather enjoy this series. It's definitely a guilty pleasure, and they are beautiful, and I'm excited that I own them and that I finally got to read them. And then, so I finished that day. So like I finished the Good Girls on Saturday. Was it Saturday? I don't know. Whatever day I finished it, I immediately picked up like Como, and I finished this that same exact day. Was it the same exact day? Yes, it was the same exact day. So actually that was Sunday. And then I finished this whole book in a day. This is like Como by Anita Hughes. This follows a girl. She is in this like relationship. She is kind of thinking that it's heading down that engagement route, and she ends up going to this like wedding with him and her boss, and she finds the boss and him kind of like wrapped up together, and of course he has to say, "She came on to me, it's not that way." And so she's kind of having these doubts and concerns. There's other things that kind of happened that kind of made her have concerns. She has 2 half-siblings that live in Lake Como, which is kind of like in Italy. Lake Como is a real place. It's kind of like in Italy, and they're kind of like the prince and princess of like this area. So she, and that her half-sister is going through a potential divorce, which would look terrible on the family. So they were hoping that her mom would come over and like straighten her out, but she ends up going and spending a month over there to figure things out, figure herself out, be with her family. And obviously things pursue in this lovely area. I just wanted to go to Lake Como. It just seems so beautiful. I did give this 4 stars. I actually really enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed, like this is my 4th book by this author. And I have to say, this one and the first book that I read by her, Market Street, are probably my top favorites. The 2 in the middle, Monarch Beach, and I can't remember what the other one is called. Oh, shoot. apparently that wasn't written when this one came out. But I wasn't like the biggest fan of them. But like these two, like I actually really liked because it didn't really center too much about the cheating aspect, which like a lot of her books include cheating in them. But I was able to fly through this one. I did really enjoy it. I was pleasantly surprised with this one, especially after reading two by her that I wasn't the craziest about, but I definitely enjoyed it. So 4 stars. And then that same day, I decided to pick up Violent Ends by a whole slew of authors. I didn't end up finishing it that day. I decided to save it for Monday, Martin Luther King Day, to finish up. And I actually really enjoyed it. It's about a school shooting, and it follows 16 different perspectives about the shooting. So it didn't necessarily like all the perspectives weren't like the day of the shooting. Like some of them were about like the relationship with the shooter in the past, the relationship with the shooter at this point, like to see like kind of like what was going through this shooter's life and what people were thinking about him around him. Some of it was even aftermath about like what happened after it happened. One perspective was the perspective of the gun, which was really interesting to read. So I really enjoyed this book. I gave this book 4 stars as well. I thought it was really intriguing. I kind of wanted a perspective of the killer, which we don't get. But other than that, like I thought it was really good. Like honestly, like in the back, like of all authors, like I know Kendar Blake, I know Neil Shusterman, Beth Revis, but I feel like I didn't know any of the other authors. So like it was really like interesting, and I really enjoyed this one. So I would recommend this book. And then I tried to pick up Child of the River by Irma Jobert. I got this from the Fiction Guild in exchange for an honest review. It was like one of their like end of the year like bags that they sent me. And I don't know, I got like 18 pages in it, and I was like, I just don't know if this book is just not for me, if it's not the right time. It's about this girl. She's a sharecropper. No, she's the daughter of a sharecropper during like kind of around World War II, but it's just like, it's very hard to follow. The first 18 pages are really kind of hard to follow. I feel like I haven't learned anything. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I don't think this is the next book for me. So I don't know what I'm going to read next, but we shall see. I will definitely see you very soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will